Victory Sunday night into your Monday morning, everyone out there in Cleveland Browns land. Welcome into the 216 post-game show. I'm your host, Jacob. We got Eddie over there, Roger down there. Casey's partying out to the light show. And we are brought to you, as always, by our friends over at Homage Apparel. Go to our Twitter account right now, or tomorrow on Monday, when we post another Victory Monday t-shirt from Homage giveaway. And check our friends over at Homage Apparel today. Gentlemen, how are you doing on this fine Sunday evening?
Woo!
Yeah, that says everything right there, man. I'm juiced right now, dude. That was a day, my man. That was a day. I lived and died many times and came out the other side better.
This is a Browns Victory Monday root beer float.
I like it. Nice. Roger, what's up, dude?
I went with I'm going with the Christmas. I broke open my Christmas ale that I bought for Dog Chug this week. So I don't open it until the holidays. But after the win, I had to open a bottle. I come down here to meet you guys, and I was on tape delay again. At 5-1, I signed off, and I made it all the way to halftime. And I get a text from my brother-in-law who says, "What the hell is Stefanski doing?" Okay. And at that point, I was at halftime. You guys were at the last minute of the game. And then I get to the end of the game, and when the back-to-back timeouts, he said, that's what had him baffled. Man, what a win. What a win, and I love it. I'm fresh off of it. Again, I just come off of it, and I'm ready to go, man.
Casey, roll that beautiful bean thing.
How about that team that fought their ass off out there? How about that team that had each other's back for 60 minutes? And guess what? We needed all those 60 minutes. Okay? I appreciate the fight in this locker room. I see it every day. I get to see it in the building, right? I see it every day. I see it on Wednesday. But the fight out there, guys, will not be denied. How about 27 jumping over people? Let's go. Hey, whatever it takes. That's what this game's about. Okay, but what I see, we talk about connected teams, that's what I saw today. Was it perfect? No. It doesn't have to be perfect. But, man, when you fight like crazy fellas, we got a chance. Next week, we got something's in the way next week. I don't know who it is, but something's in the way. But I appreciate how you guys fight, all right? Check the schedule where you're supposed to be. Take care of each other tonight. I appreciate you, fellas. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Wow. That's my HC.
Get this man to put his signature on a contract extension, please. Kevin Stefanski and his Browns find a way to win again. They continue their fourth walk-off sort of victory, final second victory of the year.
Cardiac 2 in the white face mask, in the brown tops with the orange pants. Cardiac 2. Gotta love it.
With Jim Donovan smashing the
guitar. Jim Donovan smashing the guitar.
I set it all up.
Man.
Oh, my God. That was
awesome. Wow. Chubb was there. But yes, contract extension.
And I think Ross the Sock Boss back in his first game back inside the stadium for a game. I'm pretty sure. So
now we got a little bit more sounds of the game.
Browns all back, as Nathan pointed out. They're rushing 2 with Okoronkwo hovering around the line. Could be 3. Pickett back to pass. Clock hits 0. They throw it. Pickens got it. It goes to Deontay Johnson. He's got it. The Browns got him. Mike Ford got him down. And it's all over. The Browns are winners today. They beat the Steelers at the buzzer. 13-10, and the Browns are 7-3.
It's good to have Jim Donovan back.
Man.
Yes, sir.
Good to have Jimmy back. They gave him Stefanski being all class yet again, gives a game ball to Jim Donovan after that call. He returns after his battle with leukemia, after he kicked cancer's ass again. And he's back. And he gets to see how it's making me emotional, man. Like, he gets to see how this organization has been run this year, finally back on the, you know what I mean, in person, calling it, getting the experience the crazy of the cardiac too, like you're saying, Roger, the cardiac's back and he gets to experience it against the Steelers at home. There's not a better way to package a win like that for Jim Donovan. And Kevin Stefanski gets his third signature win of the season. Sign him and AB to an extension now. Also sign Joe Flacco, but get that shit done and get it now, right now.
Yeah, I'm with it. He's the coach of the year. We were talking about this a little bit before the show. The amount of adversity that him and his team has overcome this year is insane. I don't know what it is now, but it was 28% yesterday of their salary cap is on IR right now. 28%, yes, that's a big portion of with Conklin and Chubb and Watson, but still 28% is a large number. And yet they're 7-3. Their offense didn't look that great. At times it did. At times I was like, okay, this is going to work for the next, however many games. And then just like, okay.
Yeah, right.
That's what it is. And just like, okay, here's the classic game. Here's what the Steelers do. They're going to come back and tie this up. We're going to go to overtime. They're going to win it somehow. And they didn't. The Browns kept fighting. And that's credit to Stefanski. A lot of people are like, oh, he can't lead. Who can't lead? He's been leading. What's he supposed to lead with when he has injured and broken players all throughout his time here? And now they're making the most of it. The defense, they don't have too many injuries. A couple guys banged up right now, but nothing crazy. The offense is taking a complete hit, and yet they're still finding ways to have more points than the other team at the end of games. 7-3.
7-3.
The Browns is the Browns.
Yes, sir.
Dude, how much fight? Like you said earlier, the adversity. No. I mean, there's been teams that have this much adversity, they just don't overcome it. Right. They're just overcoming adversity at every turn. This is the third different quarterback to get a win this year for the Browns. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen anywhere. You get two, it's a miracle. It's just they beat the Steelers in the most Steeler way possible too. We gutted it out when it was ugly. They lost the ugly game. We're going to get into it, but just the bottom line is when they absolutely had to have it and couldn't wait another second, they got it. Like against all odds, made it happen. Man, it just feels good. It feels good to know that week in, week out, you're going to have a team that fights like that, man. You're going to be in every single game because of that fight.
You know what? We've had we got a jersey with quarterbacks listed on. You know what else we've had a lot of is head coaches. We've had a carousel of head coaches in and out of this place. You know what? That carousel has stopped.
Yes, sir.
We have a head coach. I had said this a couple of weeks ago. I said this to someone that you give our roster to Mike Tomlin or Harbaugh, John Harbaugh, and his team's a Super Bowl contender. You know what? Forget those two guys. Give me Kevin Stefanski and his team's a Super Bowl contender. He's got my vote. Extend him now. Like Roach said.
Music to my ears, gentlemen. Music to my ears. But let's start going into the game. Let's start on the defensive side. Let's talk about the defensive player of the year, man. They both went head to head today against backups. TJ Watt got outperformed by Myles Garrett against starters. Holy shit balls. Here we go. Defensive player of the year, pair of sacks, and he just set the tone. He let Kenny Pickett and the Steelers know on the very first snap of the game, you ain't getting shit on us all damn day. All damn day.
Robbed of safety.
Yes, robbed. They were robbed twice.
Myles Garrett was robbed individually, and then I don't know who it was that had Najee Harris.
He was there. So we're just going to say everybody. Yeah, robbed of two safeties and outside of a blown fucking play where Newsome just whiffs on a tackle and they get a touchdown. You take away one play and they scored 3. They held you to another team to 10. They held another team to 10 or less points. This defense is 100% the real deal, man. And if you just get enough offense, which you did today, just enough offense, you didn't even have to score 20 points today to win that game. You scored 13 and you got it. just a little bit. Just figure some of those things, those consistency issues out on offense, and it's not the same old Browns, man. It's just not.
Like Casey said earlier, and I said on our pregame show earlier today, I think the Browns can win in a very Steelers way, and Casey said they did, and they did exactly that. That was a Steelers win. When the Steelers got that interception, I was like, okay, this bullshit the Steelers get. Okay, here it comes. And then it didn't happen. It did not happen by any means. And then the Browns defense just came and they gave the offense that chance to just make one more play, and they did, and they did it when it mattered. And along with that, to tag with that is the trade of the NFL offseason in Dustin Hopkins. He has won the Browns so many games this year, and yes, he's missed a few kicks here and there, but he's as automatic as you can get. You know, everyone's going to miss it. No one's going to be perfect. There's weather conditions. There's all sorts of things. But when he misses, he usually goes on a streak after that of makes. And now he was perfect today, extra point, 2 field goals, and the game-winning field goal. And I'm getting real tired of every time the Browns see a game-winning field goal, instead of them being able to celebrate, they throw a flag, and it's just like, oh, hold up. Let's see. It's like, let that kick counts. They were offsides. They don't even say anything. It's fine. But I'm tired of that. But Dustin Hopkins is traded the NFL offseason because of that. They just need a little bit more each week of the offense to get down the field. Boom, he kicks the field goal. There's your little bit more game winner, 7-3 from 3
Let's just talk about the last defensive series.
Yeah.
The Steelers get the ball. They have a chance to win it. They have a chance they can go on that drive, do the clock. And 3 and out, 15 seconds off the clock. You get nothing like it, sir. And next thing you know, the Browns, because I didn't think we were going to get the ball back. I thought we were playing for stop them and maybe see overtime. That's where my mind was at then. Nope. Nope. They went right into the teeth of the defense and got nothing. Just 3 and out, 15 seconds off the clock. Here's the ball back. Like, and then it'd have been easy for that defense to get broken today because they knew their offense wasn't giving it back. You know, they weren't getting that reciprocal love from the play they're giving, and their offense isn't able to move the ball. Hell, their offense was going backwards for the majority of the second half. They still got up each and every series, went out there and did their damn thing in that fourth quarter, and that's why you get the ball back with 1:28. You know, props, 2 timeouts,
2 more batted down balls by Shelby Harris at the line of scrimmage.
Shelby Harris was everywhere today.
plus.
I swear to God, every time that I'd be like watching the play, and sometimes I can't always see the number of who gets there because it's a
right.
And I hear number 93 or Shelby Harris. I'm just like, dang, okay. And then again and again, and there's this big hand up in the air, boom, smacking that thing. He saw it. He's like, oh, and like he wanted to catch that thing, but he was obviously way too far away from that. But I noticed on the one where he batted it, like Pickens like stopped running. And I was just like, that's weird. Why did he stop running like that? And then I saw in the replay, boom, off the forearm and it spiraling the other way.
No, not today.
That's another great offseason acquisition. You know, they really did a good job of rebuilding this roster. And then they got the right guy to get these pieces in order in Jim Schwartz. And they've been off to the races. Like that one play, the 74-yard play. Okay, it's a busted play. Missed tackle. Okay, can't have it. Didn't hurt them. Normally, in years past, they'd be like, okay, and then boom, they give up another one. Oh, now we're down. We got to come back. But the offense couldn't do that today. And like you said, Casey, they stepped up. They're like, all right, we're going to take care of this. That last drive the Steelers had, like you said, 3 and out. Boom. See you. Get off the field. That's
you know
it.
what?
Yeah.
And then the offense did just enough. That was a great offensive drive, the last possession. And we've seen that 3 or 4 times this season already with anyone, whoever was at quarter. But we've seen PJ Walker do it. We've seen Deshaun do it a little bit. And now we see the rookie do it. So the defense really, I think they take pride in being the ones that carries this team. And now Myles Garrett, not only is he the defensive player of the year, he's also an MVP candidate.
Hey, let me tell you something. It's like this meme, right? If your team gets beaten to hell by the Browns defense, you react by, oh, good, congratulations on your Super Bowl. Fucking Ben Roethlisberger was sitting his ass on a live podcast and just goes, whatever. They're Cleveland. Congrats on your Super Bowl. Yeah, 4-time Super Bowl champs. That's our 4th Super Bowl victory of the year. That is, according to opposing fan bases, that is our fourth. What do you think about them numbers there, Roger?
What with the Super Bowls? With the yeah, I know. I've seen it all, man. You know what? I'll take them. I'll take them. If that's what they want to. Man, this is what you guys were talking about the defense and take away the Warren's run. And on that one, Taki was sealed off. The guard got out. He was caught flat-footed, and there was no help. There should have been some. Who was the DB that come flying in? Was it Delpit that missed off of him? And but Taki blew that assignment. You take that run out of it, and they had nothing going. You know, they couldn't move the football. But my two guys is Koromo and Delpit, both of them with 6 tackles again. We're so strong up the middle. You know, and that's what we always lacked was a linebacker safety. We're elite on all 3 levels now. With Myles Garrett, 2 sacks. Our defense is elite on all 3 levels with Delpit and Koromoa playing the way they're playing. Man, I'm excited about the defense. Just a team win. 1 penalty for 10 yards today.
Yes.
1 penalty for 10 yards today. That's what I envisioned the Cleveland Browns and how I envisioned the Cleveland Browns playing football. Stout defense, elite defense now is what we're getting. And don't beat yourselves. Don't beat yourselves. And that was man, that was good to see that he has them believing, man. Coach Stefanski goes back to it again.
You want to hear some team stats? You ready for this?
Well, hold on. Let me shout out one more person and then go to team stats. Ogbo Okoronkwo had a child yesterday and went out there and balled out with his hospital brace on his wrist, his bracelet. You know what I mean? And showed up yet again. So that's a hell of a weekend for young man. And talk about another guy who was added to the mix this offseason that's made all the difference, man. So shout out to Oba. That's a hell of a weekend right there.
Him, Miles, and JOK, the 3 guys we just talked about, all came in together for a sack. It was Obo first, and then Miles hit him, and then here comes JOK to finish it off. And this is tremendous. And that's like the second or third time we've seen Miles and JOK at the quarterback, bringing them down together.
Ready for this?
Yes, I am.
77 net passing yards. 77 net passing yards.
Kenny Pickett sucks, but go on.
Yes.
Hey, they showed a picture. They showed a zoom in on a snap that went to the right, and he wrangled it in. They showed him grabbing the football, and I screenshotted it. Throw sling. And his hands around that football. It looks like my 3-year-old's holding the football. Standing in it, you know, with tiny little mitten hands.
So I've got this. Okay. So the Browns only allowed 1 sack for a 2-yard loss. They got 3 sacks for 29 lost yards. That knocked them down to 77 net passing, 172 on the ground. You get, 5 of it on 1 play. In terms of what you've allowed there.
Wasn't it 74?
It might have been, it was 74. So
I thought it was longer than that at first when I was watching it, and then I realized where they were.
Yeah. 1 penalty for 10 yards, while they had 6 penalties for 46 yards.
Take that, erase that 74 real quick, Jacob, from their total offense. Take that 74 away for me real quick. What's that number?
Jacob does math.
That takes them down to 98 passing yards or rushing yards and 77 yards rushing. So it's like 175
or 5 or something. Yeah. Okay.
It was like the defense was keeping everything in front of them,
Yes.
Containing it. The one broke through. But overall, they really, they were 3 and out a lot. Our defense just dominated the line of scrimmage in the trenches.
You want to hear a crazy number?
Yes.
For the season, the Cleveland Browns have allowed 180 points total in 10 games.
10 games.
How many first downs the Steelers have today?
How many first downs?
Yeah.
First downs. 12.
Because they had 12. Me too. So the Browns have now 123 first downs given up all year. And whoever was next close to them, I think it was the Cowboys coming today, was 146.
123.
Yeah. They were just at 111. They got 12. They gave up 12 today, so 123. That's it. That's total first downs through 10 games that they played.
Oh my God. Did you see Ken Carmen dunking on fools? There was this one radio announcer talking shit last week about how the Browns were going to get beat by the Pittsburgh Steelers. They were going to stop going there. And he goes, Ken Carmen, Super Bowl, Super Browns. And he was like running his mouth. And Ken Carmen just quote tweeted it. And it was a video of him going, ah!
The Filipponi.
Well, Filipponi and one of the other guys that's on the radio with him.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just like, do work. Watch the GOAT Ken Carmen in action, guys.
Right. Filipponi's down bad. Filipponi's down bad.
That was an awful game from David Njoku. Just a really poor. And he was the first to say it. He tweeted it. He tweeted it right after the game that shit is unacceptable. Talking about just a horrible game for him. Although he did make the biggest catch of the day, the biggest opportunity to make a catch of the day on that final drive, he did make that play.
Yeah.
He was like, man, I was awful today. I got to be better. You could tell, he's been playing so well. He's just angry about it. And it was like Martin Emerson and Greg Newsome are jumping into the crowd and we're the best in the effing world, and Stefanski dropping 4 F-bombs and his little post-game press, oh my God. And then he gave Jim Donovan a game ball. It's just everything surrounding this win and what it means to this organization trying to rebuild who they are, trying to rebuild the culture, trying to put things in place that say, hey, when you come to Cleveland, you come to win football games, not you just come here to flail around and come here to, I don't know, get paid and to be, because you sure as hell ain't winning, and now you are. You're fixing that. You're figuring it out. There's a number here. Our friend friend of the show, Jackson McCurry. Let me pull this. Pull up what he said, because it's blowing up on Twitter, and I'm so happy it's blowing up on Twitter because I love Jackson. I think he's great. Let me see if I can find it for you. Okay, Kevin Stefanski now has 33 regular season wins, as many wins as Cincinnati Bengals head coach Zach Taylor, who has coached 16 more games than Stefanski. Wow. 16 more games.
Uh-huh.
Bro, this coaching staff, this team, they're the real damn deal. And if they can just get some quarterback play, Roger, they just got to get some better quarterback play. But when the moment was there, DTR stepped right into the light, up to the challenge. I thought, I didn't think he could do it, and he did it.
I want to say something about DTR, and it was in his post-game press conference. He was being asked, did it ever get to you? Did you ever start to lose faith when they were dropping those balls, in your players? He said, man, no way. I believe in those guys. They believed in me after what happened in Baltimore. How am I not going to turn around and believe in them? And that is real leadership right there.
Yes, sir.
And he's like David's going to make tons of plays the rest of this year.
Yes.
Like, that's the reality. He's like, I'm not going to stop going to him. He was like, so like not giving up on each other, having each other's backs. I mean, this is a team, like you said, turning the corner and building a culture. That's what that sounds like when you're listening to it on tape. You're listening to a locker room that's in unison, that's all bought in and playing for each other.
Mm-hmm. And that I can tie both of those things to what you guys just said. With Njoku, he took ownership, and that takes a lot of courage and pride to be like, okay, I'm gonna take one on the chin. This is me. I F this up, and he admitted that. I love that. That's leadership. You can lead without even doing anything great. He made a big play when it mattered, and then I'm glad that you brought up the press conference from DTR saying no, he's gonna make a bunch of plays for us. I don't lose faith in him, because he dropped like 3 or 4 today. One was a touchdown. He was looking for the flag, didn't get it. A couple big time plays, but then he bounced back. And DTR still trusted him. That to me is already that he's already growing up a little bit. Hey, keep feeding him. He's going to keep catching it. He's not going to drop everything. And Njoku sees that in him. And Njoku, I saw a quote this week saying that DTR was dialed in, or some verbiage along that line.
He said that.
Yeah. So it was like okay, they're going to have some sort of connection here. And that was who his safety blanket was, as we talked about on our pregame show this morning. That's who his safety blanket was in Baltimore, and it's going to continue. And then he's getting a little bit more chemistry with Cooper and Elijah Moore. Moore had a drop that almost was costly. Cooper, I don't know how many targets he had.
About DTR, he I lost my train of thought. When it comes to his game management, he did have the turnover, but he was smart with the football. I think during the football game, I think he's only going to get better as time goes on practicing, like Ed said. But it's something we haven't touched on. I think what's important is bringing in that veteran behind him that we haven't that was in earlier this week. I'm riding DTR's. Look, I think we can win with him. I think we can win with him with Coach Stefanski, the way he's game planning. But I love the idea. I love that they brought somebody else in. They showed that they said they were going to, and they didn't bring anybody else in. Is what I like, about it so far. But I don't know how long they're going to wait, for that to happen. And I'd like to see a guy like Joe Flacco on the sideline behind Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
I want to say something. Now, I'm going to ask you all one more time. Put some damn respect on Martin Emerson's name. You put some damn respect on it right now. This is a great quote that if you could go watch it on the Browns Twitter of him afterwards, just sounds like a leader, man. Like it's like he's taken hold of a leadership role as a second-year player, third-round pick. Jake Burns kind of was talking about it too. He just tweeted this out. He said, "This is watching a young professional take a leadership role. Emerson has never been short on confidence, and his play backs it up. A third-round pick that plays like he's a first." Damn, man. And there's so much to clean up still, and yet you're still saying that with yet another win, behind another win. Oh my goodness, we won again. Well, shucks, we could just get a little bit better. Like, that's where you're at, man. And I'm just like a child right now. I'm giddy over what we're seeing. This game always goes the other way. It always goes the other way. And now finally the Browns are continuing to just figure out how to win.
Yeah.
That's never happened.
No.
But it's reality right now.
With Emerson, you're saying he's taking that leadership role. That's because he's surrounded by leaders and veterans. Guys who have been there, done it. Denzel Ward, one of the best. We were talking pregame show earlier that he's still being regarded as in the national media as one of those elite corners, and he's showing that. Not many injuries this year. He had to leave the game last week, but he was back this week, and he made a big play. He slammed Najee Harris down. Boom, see ya. I was like, okay,
blew that up.
But then you have him playing alongside Emerson, and Emerson is already like you said, confident enough, and he's shown that. And Denzel Ward can show him the ropes, and then guys got like Juan Thornhill and Ronnie McLeod to teach him as well. And then I can't think of who it was after the game. I was talking about Dustin Hopkins, and they said he just comes in and shows us how to be a pro and how to do things the right way. And they see that it's not always just the guys in your specific room. So Emerson's surrounded by that, and he's growing into that himself, so he can be vocal after the game. Very excited. Went over to DTR, made sure that he knew that, hey, you won us that game. We stuck with you. You stuck with us. Good. Let's go. He's in the crowd. The best in the effing world. Fantastic. I love the young leadership.
Dude, these guys are all in their prime. This has been in the making since 2018. Yeah, some of them are at the beginning, but even the ones that are veterans are smack dab in the middle of their athletic prime. There's no one outside that window yet. Like this is just growing. And you touched on it earlier, Jacob, because we've been in this position where we were so close, but you just didn't know how to win. You'd be in these close games and you would find a way to lose, or you know what I mean? It was just outside your grasp. Well, now they've got a hold of that. They got a hold of that, and they're the ones making the plays in the crucial moments. So this is new for us because we've been to the precipice of this and could not get over that hill. That boulder just got up to the top of that hill, and it's going to start coming down. And these guys are just going to continue to grow together because these guys are all under contract. Like this isn't. There's no end in sight. And like you said, man, if we just get DTR is going to learn from this. This is another learning step from him. And in the second half, I'm not putting this all on him because the offensive line got dominated at the point of attack in the second half. It was, nothing was going right. It was like quicksand. You guys could feel it. They'd get the ball. They'd have decent field position. And they would start to slip from underneath their feet. It just erode. And then they would be back and have to punt. But that's the thing. As long as you're punting, you're putting your defense on the field, and you allow them to do the heavy lifting. So it was like they had your back. But at some point, they're going to need the offense to be the reason why you're winning games, and it's just going to come with time with DTR. But that fourth quarter drive, teach tape, that is something that they're going to embrace as a unit, as the quarterback in general, to be able to lead that. You know what I mean? That's just going to boost his confidence going into next week, and then it just starts to gain steam. So I'm excited to see where this thing's going, man. It's just. And we haven't been allowed to be excited because every time something good would happen, the next day your quarterback's out, or but now we're going to be rolling with this unit for a minute. So get excited, man. This is something to be excited about as a Browns fan.
I want to say that, Casey, that's perfect to what we go on the road for 2 weeks and we don't come. They're not turning around, coming home, going on the road again. Yep. They're going to have some time together as a team on the road, bonding. No, a family and a kid needs to go here. This needs to be done at home, whatever. It's just going to be the team on the road. And, man, that's what really could bond a unit. And that has me excited, like you said, for the man.
They have a chance, man, to just – I don't know. They're the 5th seed right now. As we're recording this right now, they're the 5th seed for the playoffs. They're a game out of the 1 seed, because Baltimore's got 8
Go
wins.
Eagles.
Yeah, right. Baltimore's got 8 wins right now. If the Chiefs the Chiefs will be they're 7-2. They will be 7-3. So you would be a game back of Baltimore for the 1 seed.
Huh?
Holy shit. Like, how, man? You didn't do it with your best player on offense. Nick Chubb's not been out there. Nick Chubb's not been there. Watson, I don't know, a game and a half have been good this year. A game and a half, maybe, I guess. Something like that. No Jack Conklin, no Jed Wills. Jerron Christian playing his butt off again.
Furthermore, you just beat Baltimore and Pittsburgh in back-to-back weeks with your backup tackles.
For the first time
that just happened.
They never beat them in consecutive weeks.
This is the first time we beat them back-to-back in the same season.
Ever.
How rare we played them, or I don't know how often. But it's unprecedented.
This is also the first time since 1960.
There's people right now on Twitter or on whatever complaining about Stefanski.
If they're complaining about Stefanski, they can get bent because – Mr. Crab or the tiny.
This is why we can't have good, nice things.
But this is the
Eddie,
first time.
You're about to drop it. Yeah, drop that stat.
First time since 1969 that the Browns and Lions have each won at least 7 of their first 10 games. 1969. The Jets were the defending Super Bowl champs then.
I was born in 1969.
Annapolis High School in Maryland. And Apollo 11 landed on the moon, allegedly.
Whoa! Are we doing that on this show?
Hey, can't be taken back.
Hey, do you guys want to hear a comprehensive list of all the coaches that have went 7-3 in Cleveland since '99?
Kevin Stefanski?
Sure.
Kevin Stefanski. End of list.
There's one other one.
They haven't been 7-3.
They started 7-3, didn't they, in the 2010 missed playoff season?
No.
No.
They're 7-4.
Oh, those bastards! Damn it! I thought I was like, oh yeah, that was it. No, that's a good stat.
No, Pettin was close. Pettin was close in 2014. They got to 7-4, and then they didn't win another game.
And then
Damn,
they
that was
lost the
Love
final
Force
four.
Trauma. That was my guy, man.
for sure.
I love Patton.
Listen, 3-hop, man.
3-hop.
3-hop. Again. Doesn't give a
Did any
shit.
of you guys feel nervous when he was kicking it?
No.
The game winner?
No.
Isn't that
That's
crazy?
it.
Because think of what we would if York would have still been there, what would have happened?
Oh,
I might
man.
have died of a heart attack.
But now last week against Baltimore, my heart was racing. My heart was racing during that. Just because, I don't know, just the magnitude of that game and like who they are and what they did to us earlier this year. And, get down there and boom, kick that. And then this time I was just like, okay, all is right in the world. David Njoku caught that pass. They rush a little bit more, get aided with a penalty. I don't know what they're
Kareem
doing.
Hunt leaps a dude.
He did. I don't know what they're doing with the timeout, so that was a little weird, but whatever, it worked out.
The first one was weird to me.
Yeah, because I thought the Steelers called it because Hayward was down. And I was like, oh, okay, timeout. And I was like, okay, cool. They have 2 timeouts left. Great. And then it said Stefanski called one. I was like, what?
That's what I said.
I was like, okay, whatever. Maybe he has something up his sleeve. They didn't really. And then luckily it didn't. I can only imagine what the conjecture on Twitter would be if he lost that game because of those timeouts.
Let shenanigans get a hold of something like that.
I'm sure he will, and I'm sure that no one will read it or care. Yep, see, they don't care. Whoever that was in the back.
Roberto.
What a win, though. What a win. In front of the home crowd. 5-1 at home. 5-1 at home. And then if they can somehow leapfrog Baltimore and get that home playoff or the division, and maybe even have the whole AFC run through Cleveland. Man, that would be crazy. The electric atmosphere. Casey said earlier that Nick Chubb would smash the guitar if they make the playoffs and have the home game. That would send Cleveland. That would send the what's that thing called?
It would give me a heart attack.
Oh, man,
I would die of just pure joy.
Doesn't it seem like a really long time ago we were told that Watson was done for the year?
Yes,
Doesn't it seem like last season?
It feels like we haven't had him as long as
this
Chubb.
was the longest week of waiting anticipation for a football game that I sat through, and I've been sitting around since 1975 watching the Cleveland Browns play football. Man. He was on the sideline. I was like, who's that? Oh, that's right. That's Watson.
Not only is it a victory, it's a revenge victory.
Yes.
They stole one against us
in
week 2, and that's fine. They beat us. Okay, hats off to them. Actually, never. I'll keep my hat on for them always. That's them. But then the Browns bounced back, and like we said, in the most Pittsburgh Steeler fashion way to win a game, the Browns did that. That doesn't happen.
Right.
Like you said, these games are ones where just like, okay, great, they lost again. Wow, we should have won here, and we're all arguing and calling each other idiots. Not all of us, but us against them.
Tomlin with that smug look, jogging off the field.
And then old DTR, man, in the biggest moment, man, he stepped his ass up and got it done.
I mean, obviously it's not a large sample size, but that's the biggest moment of his career. He had to step up in there and, he
had to throw the football.
He did. You can't be scared. He wasn't scared. He just like, you know what? We're good.
Hey, here's my thing. All right, after today's game, we just get down to Kevin. The Pittsburgh Steelers have their franchise quarterback and our 5th-round rookie backup, who is going to sit for 2 or 3 years behind Deshaun Watson, is out there beating them. Who feels better about the future? The Cleveland Browns fans or the Steelers fans? I mean, it's a good feeling. You could be sitting where Steelers are with, we've been in that situation.
With Kenneth Pickett?
Or somebody like him that has a game or 2 here or there.
All right, so it's 10-10 games on the line.
I have Baker.
They get the ball. They get the ball. He goes 0-3. We get the ball. DTR leads a game-winning drive and goes 4 for 4. I mean, there's your apples to apples right there. They both had the same. They got the same opportunity. One went 0 for 3. One went 4 for 4.
Some big catches from Elijah Moore. Some big moment catches from Elijah.
I have another fun stat for you guys. Tommy DeVito, the now starting quarterback of the New York Giants, has 4 multi-touchdown games in his short-lived career of 3 games or whatever, 2.5 games, than Kenny Pickett does. Kenny Pickett has 1 Tommy DeVito, whoever the hell that is, who's living at home with his parents in New Jersey, has 2. He had 3 today and 2 last week. More than Kenny Pickett, who is the heir apparent, remind you. All Steeler fans were talking, oh, we got our quarterback. Oh, we're good. You know, he can't even hold it. That's where these special gloves. But he's good. He's our next Roethlisberger, and he's going to kill you guys every year. No, that dude stinks. And the Browns defense applied the pressure to him, and he was flustered. 100 yards of offense. And can't do much. It's like, I don't know. I like what Casey just said there. I can't do that because I don't have sleeves on. But he stinks. And the Browns defense made everyone know he stinks. Just like Clayton Tune, when we saw him for the first time in his first start for the Cardinals. He's a rookie. He's not better than this defense. Boom. Smack him.
Hey, did anybody see this video of Mike Ford wiping his butt? Hold on.
Oh, we can't see it.
No, I got it, Roger.
Right.
It's right here. Mike Ford goes up to a Steelers fan, takes his terrible towel and gives him his Browns towel, and then watch what he does with the terrible towel. Like throws it on the ground. What's he gonna do? Oh, he's wiping his butt with it.
Yeah. I hope that this is like the start of many years where we just beat them and they have a terrible quarterback and they go through 50 quarterbacks like we did and they can get one of those stupid ass jerseys with all the stupid ass names on them. I hope this is the start of that for them. I hope this is the start of the non 500 seasons. I'm tired of that too. They only need 3 more wins, obviously, so anything can happen. But still, I hate them.
Guys, please.
We already used our F words already.
Yes, we did. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, check us out all week long. Scarlet and Gray podcast coming at you, talking about the Buckeyes Monday night. The Yard Dogs will be in front of us at 7 p.m. on Tuesday. Casey, Nick, and I, who was in Athens for the first time in his life this weekend, will be live on 8 p.m. on Tuesday. Then you got the Faithful Dogs at 8 on Wednesday, Dog Chug as well on Wednesday, and probably my first Browns draft video of the year will likely drop this week, talking about some of my favorite offensive line prospects for them. So stay tuned here to our channel all week long. We'll talk about your Cleveland Browns. We'll even talk about your Cleveland Cavaliers. Got all kinds of stuff coming at you each week here, so like the video, subscribe to the channel. We will see you guys next time. As always, we love you. Thanks for giving some of your time to us. Go Browns.
Go Browns.
Go Browns.
7-3.